Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us again. If this is your first time listening in, thank you. Welcome ever so much. If you're returning, if you're on my previous webinars, thank you ever so much. It's great to have you back on board. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris, and I'm one of the Shortcuts educators here. So what we're going to be going through this afternoon right now is we're going to be going through Shortcuts marketing. And this leads on very nicely from our previous webinar about an hour and a half ago, which was for the Cloud Appointment Book. Okay, so Shortcuts marketing. Before we get into it, of course, apologies if we've already been through this once or twice today with everyone. My microphone has been switched on, so hopefully everyone can hear me nice and loud. Everyone has automatically been muted, so you won't be able to talk to me during this webinar, but feel free to drop me some messages. You can drop them throughout the webinar or at the end. It's entirely up to you. Depending on the question, I may wait to the end. I may answer it there and then just to keep the flow of things going. The duration of this webinar will be roughly between 45 to 60 minutes. Now, I appreciate we went a little bit over on our previous webinar, but of course it depends just on how many questions we get. Okay, but we're aiming for around the 45 to an hour mark. Okay, so what are the benefits of Shortcuts marketing? So it's very quick and it's very simple to use. And you're going to see that in this afternoon's webinar. You'll probably be able to get a campaign up and running in roughly 5 to 10 minutes. So it's accessible from any web browser. So if you were on my previous webinar, you will know it's all done through the Cloud Appointment Book. And because of this, it is just a simple website. It's accessible via security level. Again, if you were on my Cloud Appointment Book webinar about an hour, 2 hours ago, you will know you can change the security, the roles, the levels of permissions. Okay, so you can change which of your staff members has access to setting up Shortcuts marketing within the Cloud Appointment Book. Wording and images are customizable. And the send times for ongoing campaigns are currently preset, but you can customize them to a degree. Okay, but the reason we've done this is it's sort of less room for error. Okay. And you can preview and send yourself a test before you activate. Okay, so you can ensure that the campaign is exactly how you want it to be. You can set up SMS as well as email campaigns, or you can do both. One of the main benefits of Shortcuts marketing over other platforms such as MailChimp, which of course is also integrated into Shortcuts. It can be made inactive with the touch of a button as well. And you can check your return on investment for the campaign set, okay? Return on investment is basically tracking how well your campaigns are working for you. Okay, so let's have a quick look at our ongoing automated campaigns. Now, these will always be in the Shortcuts marketing platform as well. So you don't necessarily need to remember this or write it down or anything like that. All of these descriptions will be in the Shortcuts marketing platform as well. But this just kind of gives you a brief introduction, shall we say. So we have our new client welcome. This campaign will be sent at 9 a.m. the day after a new client's first visit. We've got our time to see you again campaign, again sent at 9 a.m. for clients who have not visited for 6 weeks with no future appointments. We miss you. This campaign will be sent to non-returning clients who have not been back for 16 weeks, again with no future appointments. 16 weeks is kind of in the hair community where we say if they haven't returned within 16 weeks or 4 months, that they're not going to. We've got our happy birthday campaign. Again, this campaign will be sent at 9 a.m. on the day of each of the clients' birthdays. We've got our referral campaign. Again, this campaign will be sent to clients who have referred friends or family 9 a.m. the day after that referred client has visited the business. Now, those are 5 there you may be familiar with what we had before with a platform called Gcast. And that was what we did like set and forget. Okay, so think of these as very similar to that as our set and forget campaigns. Now, we have created 2 brand new campaigns specifically for Shortcuts marketing. We have our appointment acknowledgement campaign, and this is sent 30 minutes after a client has created or updated their appointment. Now, if you're using our online booking system and use a booking confirmation email, if you have set up and activated your appointment acknowledgement campaign in Shortcuts marketing, your booking confirmation email for your online booking is now redundant because essentially we don't need 2 emails confirming an appointment. No-show, again, this campaign will be sent 30 minutes after an appointment is marked as a no-show. The reason it's 30 minutes because of, let's face it, if a client is running 2 or 3 minutes late and we mark them as a no-show, we don't want to upset anybody. So that's why it's 30 minutes afterwards. You were told that these were no longer available. Yes, I think you may be getting ever so slightly confused, Eloise. Gcast isn't available. So the set and forget campaigns, quite rightly and technically so, are not available anymore. However, we created Shortcuts Marketing, which is what we're watching now. And we've got very similar campaigns as to what we had. So if you're familiar with Gcast and set and forget, you may recognize some of these campaigns here. But yeah, absolutely, Gcast and that is no longer about. Is there a way to set the non-return automatically? So this can inactivate. Is there a way to set the non-return automatically? What I'll do, Carly, I'll probably go back to that and answer that at the end, because hopefully the next sort of 10, 15 minutes of the webinar should show you how to make them inactive and activate them and all those kind of things. And it may just answer that question. If not, just let me know at the end. Perfect. So that is a list there of all of our ongoing automated campaigns. Like I said, if you were familiar with Gcast, which is no longer available, you may be familiar with these. You may recognize them. Okay. But if not, these are our ongoing automated campaigns within Shortcuts Marketing. So what we're going to do in a couple of minutes, we're going to jump into our live demonstration. But before we do so, you will see we have some links for some useful information. So we've got our COVID-19 templates. Now I'm going to gear most of this webinar towards COVID-19. And on our website, shortcuts.co.uk, you will see we have some templates. These are some templates to let your salon know about recent closures, and anything moving forward. So if you don't have the time, you're not quite sure what to write, we've done all the heavy lifting for you. Of course, we've got further classroom sessions moving forward. We're going to be running these all day, every Wednesday. And of course, a recording of this session will be sent to you within 48 hours. Now, please bear with us on this one. I think I've mentioned before, I am actually on holiday for the time being. So you may not receive the recording for, it could be as much as 7 to 10 days. I do apologize for that. However, you will have previous recordings of this webinar, which is also available on our YouTube channel. So it won't be this exact one, but you will have one that we've been through before, which is pre-recorded onto our YouTube channel. You can drop us an email, education@shortcuts.co.uk, or you can give us a call on 0161 972 4900. Okay, so now what we can do is we can jump into our live demonstration. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to open up our Shortcuts Fusion software. Now, the reason I'm going to show you this isn't a necessity. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Some of you may know how to do this, but for those of you that don't know how to do this, the reason I'm showing you this is because it's very necessary when you come to do your reporting for your Shortcuts marketing campaigns. So I'm probably going to talk about quite a bit throughout this webinar that when you create a campaign, if you offer discount within that particular campaign, you have to link it to a discount code. The reason you link it to a discount code is so you can track how well that discount is working for you. And that discount code is redeemed at the point of sale screen. Now, some of you may have set up discount codes and discount reasons before, but if not, I'm going to show you how to do that now. And you'll see in about 5-10 minutes how it all sort of transitions together. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to set up a discount code. So on your Shortcuts Fusion system, in the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to click onto the Setup button. Towards the center of the screen, we're going to click the Configuration button. Over to the left-hand side, we're going to click the third icon down where it says Discounts. And this is where we're going to create a new discount code. Now, like I said, if you do want to offer discounts in your Shortcuts marketing campaigns, we always recommend you link it to a discount code. This is where we're going to create that discount code. So we're going to click the New button and we're going to type it in. Click the Done button to confirm this. In the top right-hand corner from the drop-down arrow, simply choose the correct discount amount. If it's a monetary amount you're giving off, please choose where it says fixed amount. And click the Save button. So we've now set up our discount code. And you'll see in about 5-10 minutes the reason I did this. Okay, so now we can jump straight into our shortcuts marketing. Now, there is a very, very brief and small amount of background information we need to do first and foremost to ensure our shortcuts marketing is completely configured. So we're going to open up an internet page. And the first thing we're going to go to is our online console. Okay. Now, if you're not familiar with our online console, it is a simple website to type in. Okay. So we are going to type in console.shortcutssoftware.com. Now, you may recognize this console from previous use, or you may recognize it from my previous webinar. Okay, and that is how we can access our online console, console.shortcutssoftware.com. You may also notice under the pin screen on your Shortcuts Fusion system, there's a button where it says console login, and that will take you directly here. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to look at a couple of things we need to just configure in the background to ensure our shortcuts marketing works seamlessly. Okay, so in the bottom left-hand corner, what we're going to do is we're going to click where it says Site Settings. And the first thing we need to do is just ensure our logo is updated. This is our salon logo. If you have multiple salons, please choose the other salons from the drop-down menu in the top right-hand corner. And just ensure you've uploaded all of your logos. To do this, simply click the Choose File button and upload the relevant logo. When you've done, simply click the Upload Image button, and you'll see it's now been uploaded. And then on the right-hand side, simply click the Save button. Now, the reason we do that, the reason we upload it in our site settings right now, is because it will automatically pull through to our campaigns. Okay, so we don't need to upload them in our shortcuts marketing campaigns. It will pull through directly from here in our site settings. So as we scroll down, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to upload our website URL just here, our Facebook link, Instagram, and Twitter. Now, of course, if you don't have Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, you don't have to do this. Now, a handy tip, it does have to be the full URL, okay? Not just at shortcuts or which, that kind of thing. It does have to be the full website URL. The best way to do this is simply open up the website on an internet browser and copy and paste the link into here. Again, the reason we do this is these social media links will pull through directly to your shortcuts marketing campaigns. On the right-hand side, simply click the Save button. So that's that very brief and very small amount of background work we needed to do there. So a little bit of homework. Some of you may have already done this information. You may have already inputted your logo. You may have already uploaded it, updated it. You may have already put your website, your emails, and your social media links in here. Okay, so if you have, it saves you a little bit of time. If not, first and foremost, that's the first thing we need to do. Ensure we've got our social media links and ensure we've got our website. Again, all pull through automatically to our campaigns. Okay, so now what we're going to navigate to is our cloud appointment book. Now, I previously did this webinar about an hour and a half ago, so hopefully everyone should be absolute whizzes of how to navigate to the cloud appointment book. If you're not a problem. There are two ways to navigate to the cloud appointment book. One is in the top right-hand corner to click on this button just here where it says Shortcuts Cloud. The second is to simply type in the website URL, which is pos.shortcutssoftware.com. Okay, and that will take you directly to your cloud appointment book. Okay, so you may be watching this thinking, I've set my staff members up, but I want to ensure that the correct staff member does or doesn't have access to setting up these campaigns. So you can chop and change them. Okay, and you may be familiar in our webinar about an hour and a half ago, we went through changing those levels of permission, but I'm just going to show you now how to specifically change the default permission for letting your staff member have or not have access to setting up shortcuts marketing campaigns. So to do this, we're going to click the menu button at the top of the screen, and we're going to click General Settings. On the right-hand side, we're going to click Roles, and we're going to choose the relevant role type that we want to grant access to or restrict access to setting up marketing campaigns within the Cloud Appointment Book. So I'm going to say everyone that falls under my employee role, I don't want to have access to setting up marketing campaigns. So I click onto that role and scroll down to the bottom where it says Permissions. And I'm going to click the red word Permissions. Then what we're going to do is we're going to expand configuration. And you'll see here it says, I can configure marketing campaigns, and we want to ensure that is set to no. So that will mean everyone who is assigned to the employee security level will not have access to configure marketing campaigns. Of course, if you wish them to have access to this, just toggle no to yes and click done to confirm that. And that is how we can restrict or grant access to our users to give access for them to be able to use Shortcuts Marketing within the Cloud Appointment Book. Okay, so now what we can do, now we've given the correct staff members the relevant access to marketing campaigns within the Cloud Appointment Book, what we're now going to do is have a look at our campaigns. So the last tile on the right-hand side, you'll see here, it says marketing. Now there are two types of campaigns we have. We have a once-off campaign, and we have an ongoing campaign. So we've got once off and ongoing. Now, again, if you're familiar with our previous platform we used to use called Gcast, think of our ongoing campaigns as very similar to our set and forget campaigns, okay? So the first thing we're going to have a look at is our ongoing campaigns. These are automated and ongoing. So you'll see here we've got all of our ongoing campaigns. Now what we're going to do is we're only going to go through one or two of these campaigns because you'll see they're very, very easy to do and they all open up in a very similar fashion. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click onto our appointment acknowledgement campaign. You'll see at the top, the type of campaign is an ongoing campaign, and you'll see the send schedule. This message will be sent to the client 30 minutes after their appointment is created or updated. Underneath, you can change the campaign name, but again, it makes it a little bit more easy and a little bit more sensible to keep the campaign the same name here. Underneath, this is where you're going to decide whether this is going to be an email or an SMS campaign. You can, of course, do both. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to have a look at an email as well as an SMS. So if I click onto SMS, underneath, you'll see it's very much like sending a normal text message to your friend or a client. Now, one thing to bear in mind when you send an SMS campaign, you will be charged at the following rate, usually between 6 to 8p. It will be depending on the bundle you have set up within Shortcuts, okay? But you will be charged per text message. You will also only have 138 characters to use for one message. Anything more than 138 characters will take you onto 2 messages, and of course you will be charged accordingly. Okay. Other than that, it's just like sending a normal text message. There's no images, there's no pictures or anything like that. There's no codes or anything like that. So what now we're going to have a look at is an email campaign. So again, if I expand email, at the top here, you will see the header of the email. So you'll see it's got display logo. And again, that logo will pull through from site settings in our console from 5 or 10 minutes ago. Now, underneath, you'll see it says display image. This is if you want an image to be displayed within this email campaign, making it a little bit more attractive. Okay, so maybe sort of representing what the campaign is actually about. To do so, just ensure you have a tick in the box and click the choose file button and just simply upload an image. Now, within that mind, you may be wishing to do a COVID-19 template, okay? And I'm going to show you in about 5 or 10 minutes how you can use our body of emails and how you can use our email templates to do so. So underneath, you will see we have our subject title. So we've got Shortcuts Retreat Birmingham booking confirmation. Now you will see we have something here in double brackets. Now anything in double brackets is what we refer to as a personalized field. Now what that means is it will bring all of that information through from Shortcuts. So in this instance, it will pull through the client's first name. So you don't need to worry about writing any names out or anything like that. If you want to change the field, simply click the drop down arrow on the right hand side and just change it accordingly. If you accidentally delete this field, please don't write customer first name in brackets, because then it literally will say customer first name. Always ensure you use the drop down arrow to find the correct personalized field. Underneath, you will see we have the body of the email. And again, we've done all of the hard work here for you. So we've got hi, customer first name. Again, that's a personalized field that will pull through from Shortcuts. Thanks for booking at Shortcuts Retreat Birmingham. We are located at New Street Station, West Midlands, and can be contacted on 0161 972 4900. Your booking details are as follows, and again, we've got those personalised field. Now, if you want to change any of this information, it's as simple as clicking onto it and just deleting it out. So you've still got full control. Underneath, you can add an offer in. Now, you will find for all of the ongoing campaigns, we have kind of given you a bit of a head start with the offers, okay? So for an appointment acknowledgement, we don't necessarily recommend you should give an offer because, of course, you're just acknowledging their appointment has been made or updated. Underneath, you will see there is a Book Now button, okay? Now, this will pull through your online booking link. Now, for the time being, you may not wish to have your online booking link available. To remove this, all you need to do is simply click the cross in the top right-hand corner just here. And that will remove your online booking button for your campaign. Moving forward, if you do wish to have your online booking button, simply click the plus sign again in the top right-hand corner. You don't need to add any links in, it will do it all for you. If you're using the self-check-in button, you can also add that here. This is typically for our walk-in manager users and barbershops accordingly. If at any point you make a bit of a hash of the campaign and you want to reset it back to default, simply click this button just here where it says Reset to Default Template. Now, underneath, you'll see we've got 3 buttons. We've got Preview, Send Test, and Activate. So if we click the Preview button, this will give you a bit of a preview of what it will look like. It sometimes can take a few moments to download, so please don't worry if it does take a little while. And there we go. So we can see we've got a fantastic campaign already created in less than 10 minutes there. So again, our logo pulls through from Shortcuts online console. And then underneath, we've got the logo we uploaded. And of course, there's the body of the email. There's our online booking button. And there's our social media links. Again, all pulling through from site settings at the beginning. If you wish to, you can send yourself a test so you can see exactly what it will look like in your inbox. And to the right of that, of course, you can activate it. Now, once you activate it, as soon as people make an appointment or update their appointment, this campaign will be sent. To deactivate a campaign, simply click the button where it says activate, which will now say deactivate. And that is it. That is first and foremost how we can set up an ongoing campaign. Now I'm going to do one more just so we all get the hang of it. And this time I'm going to add an offer in because at the beginning I showed you how to create a discount code. So in the top left-hand corner, I'm going to click onto my campaign types. And I'm going to move down to my second ongoing campaign, which is Happy Birthday. Now you'll see again, the type is an ongoing campaign. This message will be sent by default at 9 a.m. each day to all clients who are having a birthday. This is our campaign name. Now, if you wanted to, you can filter it down ever so slightly by gender, or underneath, you can change the send time. So you may wish this to be sent out at 10 a.m. Now, just to give everyone a bit of a heads up, it will only send out on the hour or half past. So if you change it to quarter past or 12 minutes past or something crazy like that, it will change it to either 9:30, 10, 10:30 or 11, that kind of thing. It's either 30 past the hour, half past the hour, sorry, or on the hour. And again, we can decipher whether we're going to do an email or we're going to do an SMS campaign. So again, if I click onto email, we've got the same options available that we had before. So we can upload our logo by clicking this button here where it says display logo. Again, this will pull through from site settings in our online console. Underneath, we can upload a display image, maybe something to make our happy birthday campaign look a little bit more enticing and a little bit more attractive. Again, just ensure we've got a tick in the box just here. We can click the choose file button and upload our image. Underneath, you'll see we've got our subject. Again, happy birthday, customer first name. Again, that is a personalized field that will pull through from Shortcuts. And of course, we've done all of the heavy lifting again for your body of your email where it says, hi, customer first name from all of us here at Shortcuts. We wish you a very happy birthday. Now, underneath, you will see we have given some money off for this birthday, okay? So it's a nice little treat if it's somebody's birthday, okay? So in the offer text, this is where we're going to put. So we could maybe put 10% off all services. Okay. Now, at the beginning, you may remember I created a discount code. Okay. So you'll see here it says discount code, assign a discount code to track to ROI. Okay. ROI standing for return on investment. So the reason we assign it to a discount code is we can see how well this campaign is doing for us. So let's say I got sent this happy birthday campaign. I brought the voucher in and I displayed it with my discount code and my 10% off. My receptionist can then take the discount off using the correct discount code at the point of sale screen. That way you can track in your discount code reporting and your return on investment, which I'm going to get through right at the end of the session, how well this campaign is doing for you. Okay, so all you need to do is hit the drop down arrow and just find the relevant code here. All of the codes here will pull through from shortcuts. So very good question. James has just asked, if we remove the customer name, will it just leave their name out? Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't put anything here, if you delete this out completely, it will literally just say happy birthday. If you add a personalized field in, such as customer first name, that will pull their first name through from shortcuts. This, of course, makes it a little bit more personalized. Yes, Louise is asking, are you able to do all of this from your mobile phone? Yeah, absolutely. You can do, as long as you've got access to the cloud appointment book, you can do it from a phone, tablet, laptop, anything with an internet connection. Of course, you may find it slightly more tricky on a mobile phone because it's a little bit smaller, but yeah, absolutely. You can do it on the move. We've had people do it on the train, on the way to places, all of these kind of things. So just going back to this, we've added our offer text in, we've added our discount code in to ensure it can be checked out at the point of sale screen, and we've added in our terms and conditions, okay? So only valid on a Monday and Friday. And again, you'll see everything else is exactly the same. So we can preview, send ourselves a test, and activate. And that is it. Really, really simple. So you can make fantastic and really attractive campaigns in less than 10 minutes. Now, of course, with COVID and everything else coming up, you're probably going to want to be getting these sent out ASAP. Okay. So they're all of our ongoing campaigns. Our second type of campaign is our once off campaign. Okay. So in the top left-hand corner, if we click onto our campaign types, with the send test, it just send you, when you click on send test, you just input your email address and it will send you one as if you were a client receiving it. It's just so you can see exactly how it will look in your inbox. Very similar to the preview button, apart from you will actually email it to yourself. No, clients can't add discount codes or anything like that. This is purely for you to create. Clients will only receive this. They can't edit it. Okay, so our second type of campaign is our once off campaign. Now, our ongoing campaigns will be continually sent out. They are ongoing. Our once off campaign is a once only campaign. It will only be sent out the once. So maybe if you want to, advertise something in particular, maybe like Christmas, New Year, or those kind of things that only happen once a year, that is what you would use your once off campaigns for. And of course, your COVID-19. Okay, so we've got two types of once off campaigns. We have a message all clients, which, as the name suggests, will send a message to all of your clients in your database. And the second type of once off campaign is our targeted campaign. Targeted, which is where we create a certain client list based on their demographics. Okay. So the first once off campaign we're going to look at is message all clients. Okay. So if we click onto message all clients, this will send a message to all clients in your database. Now, this is most importantly what you're probably going to want to do for your COVID-19. Okay. So you will notice, again, everything opens up pretty much exactly the same, apart from you can change the send time as well as the send date. And you can also say whether it's male, female, or unspecified clients you wish it to be sent to. Other than that, it will send to all clients in your database. And of course, you can do email as well as SMS. So if we click onto email, you will, however, notice that we haven't done anything for you here, okay? It will be totally blank. Now, I have inputted this COVID-19 one for you. Okay, and this template can be found on our website, and I'm going to show you that now. Oh, there it is. So if you want to use our template rather than creating your own for your COVID-19 once-off campaign, if you go to our website, shortcuts.co.uk, and in the top left-hand corner, if you click where it says COVID-19, and if you click where it says communication kit, underneath you will see we have some email templates, and we also have some SMS templates. So if we click onto that, you can click onto view email templates and you can see some ones we've made for you. So all I did was just simply copy and paste this. There we go. You will also see on our website, we also do have some imagery, which can be found down the bottom, which can also be downloaded as well. Okay. Now, again, everything else from here on out with our once-off campaigns opens up in exactly the same way. We can add an offer, we can add our book now button, and we can add a check-in now button. And again, underneath, we can preview, send ourselves a test, and activate, okay? Preview will open it up so we can see a bit of a draft of it. Send a test will send a literal email to your inbox, and activate would, of course, just send this once-only campaign out straight away for you. The two things to also bear in mind when you're deciding whether you want to do an SMS or an email campaign, emails are totally free of charge to send out, whereas SMSs, you will be charged at your standard rate for your bundles. There are some images can we use. You can use pretty much within reason any images you like. The images we have on our website can be found right down the bottom under our COVID-19. If you click onto communication kit and click onto email templates and scroll right down to the bottom, you can download our images here as well. So you can see these right down the bottom. No, very good question on that. Leslie's just asking, for our message all clients, do you have to download a client list? No, not for message all clients. It will send to all of your clients in your database unless you filter it down ever so slightly here by male, female, or unspecified, okay? Other than that, it will send to all of your clients in your database. You don't need to download a client list, okay? However, for our targeted campaign, you will need to do so, which I will show you in just a moment, okay? But no, for our message all clients, you don't need to download a client list or anything like that. All you need to do is filter it very basically just here, whether it's female, male, or unspecified, and literally hit the activate button. And that will send a campaign to all of your clients in your database for you. Perfect. So the second type of once-off campaign we have is a targeted campaign. Now, this is where we will create a client list based on a certain demographic of clients, okay? And you do this in Shortcuts Fusion. Now, I appreciate not everybody has access to Shortcuts Fusion, but you can, of course, still do your COVID-19 because that is a message all clients campaign. But for those of you that want to take it a little bit further and are looking further into the future about doing targeted campaigns, this is where you would do it. Okay, so our second type of once-off campaign is our targeted campaign, which is where we would create a certain demographic of clients and upload that list into Shortcuts Marketing. So again, everything opens up in exactly the same way. You've got your targeted campaign. You can decipher the send time and the send date. And again, underneath, you can decide whether it's going to be email or SMS. You can upload your image here and your logo. Your logo, again, will pull through from site settings in your console. And again, the body and the subject will be totally blank, okay? Because, of course, we don't know what you want to say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a couple of examples as why you may wish to do a targeted campaign, okay? Now, these are going to be probably quite poignant considering the salon doors are currently closed. So lots of people are probably going to be wanting their color done as well as their cuts, their manicures, as well as their facials, all of these kind of things, okay? So you'd create the campaign just like normal. You'd decide whether there's going to be an offer text and all of those kind of things. And then down the bottom, you will see there is a recipient list, okay, an upload exported list from Fusion. So what we need to do is to create a recipient list. This is the list of clients this campaign will be sent to. So whilst showing you how to create this recipient list, I'm going to give you some handy tips of the kind of recipient list you may wish to create, okay? So we need to create the list in Shortcuts Fusion. So to do so, on the right-hand side, simply click onto Tools, and then click the third button down where it says Marketing. Okay, so you'll see for the time being, it says clients restricted to all clients. Okay, now we don't need to do that because, of course, that is what our message all clients campaign will do. So we can start to filter down our client base. So if we click onto clients, you will see we've got lots of parameters we can fill out. So you may wish to send a campaign to clients based from a certain town, certain age group, birth month, gender, all of that kind of thing. Now, what you will see here is we have preferred employee. Now, you may or may not be aware that if a client sees one of your staff members three or more times in a row, they are automatically their preferred employee. Okay. The reason we may wish to do this, you may have somebody about to go on maternity leave, or you may have somebody that has recently left you. So you want to target all of that staff member's clients to ensure they come back to you. Yes, you can set up several campaigns at once and not activate them. Yes, you can do. Yes, create a draft. Yes, that's the best way to put it. Yeah. You can also send a campaign out, again, in targeted campaigns. You can send a campaign out to your club or program. Now, you may have been on one of my previous webinars before where I went through rewards, our Shortcuts long lost feature. Okay. So you may wish to send a campaign out to all of your clients that are part of your rewards program. Okay. So there's lots of different ways you can filter it down. You can do it by people that were referred, occupation. You can also do it for non-returning clients, okay? Now, this is very handy for things like clinics that want to prompt appointment reminders, that kind of thing, to say, you're due, like a, what's the word, for like a Botox, like an infill, all of those kind of things. It's very common with clinics. It's also a good way to just maybe target and bring back those clients that you may have lost. Okay, so that's non-returning clients. You just set yourself a date range to view to see whether they did or didn't come back. Now I'm going to take it one step further. Now you may wish to target your clients that have maybe always seen you for a manicure, but never a pedicure, or maybe for a cut and blow dry, but never a color, or maybe a blow dry, but never a cut. You can be really specific with this, or you can be slightly broad. Now, by that, I mean you can say, I'm going to target you based on your specific appointments, such as you've always had a wash, cut, and blow dry, but you've never had a full head of highlights. Or you can be slightly broader and say you've never had a styling service. Sorry, you've always had a styling service, but never a coloring service. Okay. Now, to do this, you'll see on the screen we have here where it says services done / products purchased. And underneath, we have services not done / products not purchased. So we may wish to create a campaign saying just that, service they have had done and against the services they've not had done. Now, moving forward, I know what it's like. I'm sure a lot of us can vouch for this. A lot of people are going to need their cuts as well as their colors doing. Now, of course, when the pandemic is over, I feel we're all still probably going to be a little bit wary of going out. We're probably still going to social distance for quite some time. So I personally feel it would make more sense to want of a better word, say, kill two birds with one stone. So maybe our clients that only come in for a cut, maybe we can also entice them into having a color. That way we're keeping them in a nice, secure, clean environment rather than them traveling backwards and forwards. And of course, you may be able to offer both of that service in one hit rather than them having a cut done one day and going to a different salon another day for a color. Okay. So this is where we're going to target people that have had a service done with you against services they've not had done. Okay, so to do this, if you want to be really specific, in the top right-hand corner, we're going to click Services Done, and we're going to choose a specific service. So I'm going to say they've always had a blow dry, but they've never had, again, specific services. They've never had color. Now you can choose as many services as you like. So this will now search for clients that have always had a blow dry, but they've never had a full head of highlights, full head tint, half head of highlights, or regrowth. So as you can imagine, that is really specific, but we can be slightly vaguer. So let's just delete that. And let's say we're going to choose our service categories. Okay, so we're going to be slightly broader. So this time we're going to click onto categories, and this will pull through all of your service categories. So I'm going to say, I'm now going to look for clients that have had services which fall within my ladies categories and have never had services which fall within my beauty and color categories. You can also do exactly the same for products. So you can maybe target people that have always purchased shampoos, but never conditioners. So have a play around with this. Hopefully you've got some ideas in your head of now what you want to do. So once you fill these parameters out, so I've said they've always had a ladies service, but never a beauty or a coloring service. So now down the bottom of the screen, what we need to do is click the compute button. And it will always pop up saying this contains clients that have opted out due to GDPR. So you can see I have my one client here, Amy, that has always had a styling service, but never a color or a beauty service. Okay. Now what you'll have on the left-hand side, now again, I'm using a test system, so that's the reason why I've got such a small amount of clients here. You will have hopefully a long list of clients. And on the right-hand side, you will see you have your results. This is how many clients which fall within those parameters. Now, of course, like my example here, if you only have one or two, you may wish to question whether it's worth sending this campaign out, okay? Because you might not get much of a return on your investment. If you have hundreds of people, that's better. You're more likely to get more people bringing this campaign back to you. Now, a couple of things to bear in mind. When you do this campaign, if you're going to do an email campaign, you may wish to click here where it says exclude no email. Okay. Now, the reason we do that is because it will exclude any clients that don't have a valid email address on your database. Now, the reason we do that is because it will bounce back if you don't have the correct email address for them. Now, of course, you won't be charged for that, so it's not much of a big deal. But of course, you may see your numbers for your clients with here drop dramatically. Again, this takes us back to our reporting webinar, if you're on that one this morning, how to track and keep track of and basically see how many of your clients do have a valid email address. One thing I would very much stress is if you're going to do an SMS campaign, always exclude where it says no mobile. Because of course, what you don't want to do is send a campaign to a client without a correct mobile number on the database, because A, they won't receive it, but B, you will still be charged. Okay, so we don't want that to happen. And of course, the numbers may drop down dramatically as well. So you may go from 300 clients down to 50 clients. I'm sure that won't happen, but it's something to bear in mind. So once you've filled out all the parameters and you've excluded the no email, the no mobile, whichever is applicable, we need to save this list. So of course, it can be uploaded into Shortcuts Marketing. So here we just simply need to click the save button. And I would recommend you change the name of the list. And then underneath, before we save it, we're going to click the browse button. Now, the reason we do this is so you can save it somewhere you're going to remember. Because if we click the browse button, you will notice it saves in a folder called letters, which is in a folder called point of sale, which is in a folder called shortcut software, and so on. So I don't want you to not be able to access this. The reason we do that is to make it nice and secure. So I'd always recommend you save it somewhere familiar, but nice and secure, that it won't fall into the wrong hands. So once you've saved it, the last thing you need to do is upload this recipient list into your Shortcuts Marketing campaign. To do this, simply click Choose File. Now, sometimes you may get no clients in file. The reason I've got that, I've used this as an example. I actually uploaded the incorrect one there. It wasn't the one I saved 2 or 3 seconds ago. Now, the reason I want to show you this is if you get no clients in file, What it may be, you may have one person that doesn't have a valid mobile number in that list. It's usually because they've got plus 44 or something like that in front of it. What you need to do is just change that to 0. And it's also as if somebody's got a ridiculously long number, you know, like 20 digits in it. It recognizes that those aren't correct numbers. Although they're filled out into the fields of mobile, they're not correct mobile numbers. So you just have to go back to your list and just edit it. But other than that, everything else is exactly the same. You can click the preview, you can send yourself a test, or you can activate. And that is it. The last thing to check is your return on investment. So again, this is in our dashboard. At the top of the screen, we simply click the dashboard button. And then as we scroll down, you will see there's your campaign ROI. So all of your activated campaigns will show here. So you can see how many were sent, how many were delivered, how many bounced back, how many responses. Clients can respond to the emails if they want to. They can email you back. And you can see responses as of email sent, okay? So we've got 2 that were sent out. If one person responded, the response rate would, of course, be 50%. We can see how many discounts were given away and how much money was generated through sales. Now, if an email does bounce back, unfortunately, there isn't a way to track as of yet exactly whose email it was that bounced back, okay? But other than that, that is Shortcuts Marketing. It's a fantastic platform to have. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop those across to me now. I did have a few come through, so I'll work my way through those ones now. Yes, good question, Zoe. If there is a list of 2,000 people, would one person with a wrong number stop this? At face value, I would probably say yes. It depends how many clients are in the list. But for around 2,000, you may find it will stop it. But all you need to do is just go back in and just change it. But most of the time, people's numbers are inputted correctly for text message confirmations, things like that. So we've not really had a great deal of feedback that the campaigns aren't being sent out because of mobile numbers or email addresses incorrectly. But yes, it may have an impact on it. But hopefully, if everyone's inputted the numbers correctly, that kind of thing, it should be fine. Do you have to speak to customer care to install cloud? No, absolutely not. It's a simple website to get onto. It's just pos.shortcutsoftware.com. And it's the same username and password that you use to log into your console that you will use to log into your cloud appointment book. So you don't need to get it installed or anything like that. Just type in pos.shortcutsoftware.com. Louise, I'm presuming you probably weren't on our cloud appointment book webinar a couple of hours ago. Not a problem. At the end of the session, you'll get my email address. If you're not able to make it work by typing in the URL, just drop me an email and I'll just double check everything in the background. But no, it's just a website to type in to get onto the cloud appointment book. Not currently, Zoe, no. It is a bit of a gamble, but like I said, most people we have found have got their mobile numbers in at least correct. It will have to be something completely dramatic. It's not just if the number is wrong. It'll have to have like loads of numbers or 2 numbers, that kind of thing. And then you just to quickly work through the list. I appreciate there is going to be, you may have 2,000 to go through. If not, I believe off the top of my head, you can speak to our help desk and they can run a script to remove all of the incorrect numbers, if I'm correct, if you're finding that. But like I said, we've had pretty good feedback that's been going out without any issues. If the main computer is switched off in a salon, can you still do this remotely from a computer at home? Unfortunately not, no. It does need to synchronize. You won't be able to create it. So do just ensure that your main computers are switched on for everything to synchronize. Sorry, I missed the beginning. Can I ask you about the templates already set up, please? Yeah, of course, go for it. Yes, very good question. Should we be doing a bit of housekeeping on our clients? Yes, absolutely. It's something I'm going to talk about later at 2:30 in my client management, how to merge your clients and how to update that kind of thing. Now is the time, which is why I went through my reports earlier. Now is the time to ensure you've got all of their mobile numbers, email addresses, those kind of things. You can also run maintenance on your system, which I will show you later how to do, but in case you're not on that webinar later, I'll show you how to do it now. To run maintenance on your system, if you click the main button in Fusion and click the exit button, and then if you click here where it says run now, you can run system maintenance. Now that will start to remove any inactive clients on your system. Audit actions, yes, it's in our dashboard, Zoe. So on our cloud appointment book, if you click on to dashboard right at the top and then scroll right down to the bottom, it will be under campaign ROI. You will only have campaign ROI visible if you've activated any campaigns. If right at the bottom all you've got is audit actions, it's because you haven't activated any campaigns. Yeah, once you've activated campaigns, your campaign ROI will show here. How do you use the COVID-19 template? So on our website, if you just go onto shortcuts.co.uk and then click the COVID-19 tab on the left-hand side, and then if you click onto Communication Kit, and then if you want to do an email template, they are just here if you scroll down, or underneath we've got SMS templates, whichever ones you wish to do. Once you've clicked on the relevant platform, just scroll down, and then you can just copy and paste it just here. And if you scroll right down to the bottom, you'll also see we've got some images you can download. They're all on our website. No problem. So these ongoing campaigns can be done on the cloud. Yeah, absolutely. All of this is all done via the cloud appointment book. The only thing you'll need Fusion for is if you want to create that targeted campaign list, if you want to create that certain demographic of clients to send to. If not, it's all done through the Shortcuts Cloud, the online system. So cannot get onto this, the dashboard, I think you're right. Yes, some people, if you don't have access to the dashboard, it may be a security setting our end, okay? Now, Leslie, just to double check, are you an owner, manager, that kind of thing? No problem. So what it is, probably in the background, we haven't ticked you to be what we call a community manager. That means you don't have access to the dashboard. So if you can access everything else in the cloud appointment book bar the dashboard, please do let me know. Leslie, could you just please just type out your salon name for me? That's great. Thank you. So, Leslie, what I'll do as soon as I can, I'll go into the background and just double check you have access to that. It's quite common. Like I said, it's just a little security thing because, of course, we don't want any random staff member having access to all the information in the dashboard. And then I'll probably do that in about 3 or 4 hours, Leslie. If you could just let me know afterwards, maybe in the next couple of days. I can't remember if I said it on this one. I am currently on holiday, so I will be picking up emails as and when. But if you find sort of by the end of today it's not working, please do email me. Like I said, it's probably going to take about 2 or 3 hours for me to have a look at this issue. Then it can take a good couple of hours for it to update on the system. But I will have a look at that for you today. Perfect. Any other questions for me this afternoon, ladies and gents? Are there any more images we can use? We are constantly updating and we don't have any for the time being. We're working on another one for our rewards program. If not, if you want to be a little bit more bespoke with it, you can, of course, take your own, create your own from Google, or these kind of things. But with regards to sort of default template images, they're the only ones we've got for the time being on our website. I've tried to email you back about the one-to-one next week you sent me, but it bounces back. Can you just type out the email address you sent it to, Leslie, please? Any chance to see the recorded seminar? For this one, yeah, I think a couple of people asked me that. This is of course being recorded, and you will be sent this one ASAP. If you do need to watch it back, if you go onto our YouTube channel, we do have previous ones which are also geared towards COVID-19. It won't be this exact one, but it will be very, very similar. But you will be sent this one within the next couple of days, hopefully. Like I said, just because I'm on holiday for the time being, so we've got a lot of other staff members on holiday as well. So getting them updated and all that kind of thing. But yeah, you can go onto our YouTube and just watch it back if needs be. Okay, that's definitely the correct email address. Did it? Shouldn't have bounced back. chris.dan@shortcuts.co.uk. What was your email address, Leslie? What I'll do, I'll let you know, Leslie. It'll probably work out quite well. I'll let you know when I've sorted your dashboard issue, and then I'll be able to email you, and then hopefully we'll work out why it's bouncing back. But you've definitely got the correct email address. It may be, the only thing I can think of is, I presume you're coming from a college. It may not like it that you're sending to an email address that isn't in your database or anything like that. And that's the only thing I can think of. But other than that, it's definitely the correct one. But I'll drop you an email. It probably will go into your spam when you get it. So just keep an eye on that, and then you can just mark it as not spam. But yeah, depending on your email settings set up for the college, it doesn't like it sending outside of an email address that isn't recognized. But other than that, it should be fine. You've certainly got the correct email address. Lovely. Any other questions for me this afternoon? Not a problem if we don't cover them all now. If you're on my next webinar at 2:30, which is client management, which is going to be moving away from the cloud, and that's a bit of a shorter webinar where we're going to go through just sort of tidying up your system just for this afternoon. You can always ask me on that as well. I'll stay online there just for a couple more minutes, just in case anyone does have any other questions. Okay, so I think that's it for all of the questions now. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Hopefully speak to everyone again soon. If not, I shall speak to you on my 2:30 webinar. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye for now.